Catch yourself as soon as the thought pops up, just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Catch yourself when you scrolling through this bitch, scrolling mindlessly, and you call yourself wanting what other people have. You're wanting their life. You're wanting all this fantasy shit that everybody's posting on this bitch. Stop yourself, because that will fuck you up. That will make you devalue the gift of life that you have. We forget that, so you can wipe your own ass. You know what I'm saying? You can see, you can hear the shit I'm talking, so forth and so on. So if we want what we want specifically that's tailor-made for us out of life, we're going to have to work. We're going to have to, number one, enjoy the gifts that we have, because everybody on this bitch has a specific talent, a specific viewpoint. We're just all so motherfucking different, and we're all fucking priceless, bro. What we bring to this earth is goddamn fantastic, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can't hear you.
I can.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, awesome. How are you?
I am doing great. I was sitting there, I was cooking. That's why I was like, yo, give me a few minutes if I mess around and I burn it.
Awesome. And can you tell us what is your full name?
Okay, let me sit this real quick. Now I'll tell you everything y'all want to know. Well, almost everything. So, yeah, government name, Clemon Walton III. I'm named after my grandfather. I'm originally from Alabama. I've been living in Houston, Texas since 2015 when I graduated with a associate's in electrical technology that wasn't worth shit. So I just kept working like little odd jobs in and around Houston. But the main goal was to always be a creative entrepreneur. I haven't to just really stumble into this thing. I just want to make cool stuff. So that's why I'm on the journey I'm on.
And you are making cool stuff. I see and you are a great artist. You are very good at it. And you're keeping like a consistent at it. You are making daily posts and daily videos, and you are making like a live sessions every single day. I love that.
It's really a subconscious thing, because I got burnt out like 2 weeks ago. Like, that was just strange to me. Like I just didn't have, I wouldn't even say not even really any ideas. I was tired, and I didn't know I was tired. Like, I was on here trying to post stuff every day, but once I took out the time to recharge and just chill out, like, I really don't have to post every day. It's just, I don't know, I'm kind of just back in my natural rhythm. So if I come up with an idea and I want to post it, I'll post it. If I don't, my whole thing is like, I don't want to post nothing if I don't have nothing to say. So that's how I move.
Yeah, like, what is your background? Like, how you got into what are you doing now? Like, when it all started?
So 2013, because I was laying on one of my friends' apartment floor. I was visiting him. I had my own apartment, but, like, you know what I'm saying, people would always, I guess you can probably tell by like the videos, but like, I'm like the one that everybody comes to help solve their problems. Like, sometimes people just pop up at my door back home. I would look, bro, you can't be doing that. So we was conceiving of a plan to figure out how to escape from like working for people way back then. But like, I was more serious than everybody else, 'cause like, I knew I could draw. I had stopped drawing because my father had died in 2009. He died a month after I graduated high school, and so like, they just killed a lot of things for me, as well as like, being homeless, just going through life and just figuring stuff out. But then, once I started getting my life together, 2013 is really when like the seed of Syrup Sandwich Studios came about. Because like, for anybody that doesn't know what a syrup sandwich is, it's really self-explanatory. It's 2 pieces of inbread. I personally toasted mine back in the days, and I would just put syrup on, because like, we really didn't have shit to eat when I was growing up. Or like, my mom, she made more than enough money because my parents were separated. But it's like, so she was foolhardy with her money. Like, she bought a lot of material things and would not buy groceries sometimes. Or if she did, she bought enough for herself. So I was just like making whatever was in the house. And so I wanted to use that as like, I feel like anybody that comes from my kind of situation, they know like, damn, I used to eat a syrup sandwich, or I used to come from that. And I wanted to use that as like, I want to say anchor point or whatever to be relatable to people. So 2013, I was coming up with shirt concepts, designs, all this other kind of stuff that I didn't know that like that was called branding and telling your story and all this other stuff. I was just doing my thing, and I just carried that all the way with me until I actually filed the paperwork for Syrup Sandwich Studios in 2016. So that's officially when this thing began to be recognized by the government. I had to start paying taxes, and then I started teaching myself about business and how to move as a creative, how to market, like all this stuff. And I'm learning every day because some things is not like there's real boring side of business. Like I can't wait to hire somebody to like do the taxes and all this stuff. I just want to create. Let me just create, talk to the people, and communicate. That's all I really want to do. But 2013 is where it started. Now I'm starting to see maybe a few apples coming from that tree.
Awesome. Like, do you do any like a part-time job, or you fully work on this currently?
I really got thrown into this. I was working at Amazon, but I'm gonna just be all the way transparent. So I went through, like, I didn't know Texas floods. So like I went through, I didn't get hit by Harvey, but I got hit by a flood that came through in 2016, and like I lost everything. So I'm still trying to get my life together. But like when I was at Amazon, I was stealing food. I'm not gonna lie to you, because like I figured out that, look, food comes in on this day, y'all end up throwing away millions of food every day. You know, so I figured out everybody's routine. So I was like, I'm finna just start taking stuff. So then also that was supposed to be my stable money while I invested into the business. And when that money became unstable, and then, you know, my light bulb moments was like the whole last quarter, I was paying my rent with this art. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give Amazon a year before I quit. And I didn't get that chance. And I took that as, you know, insert your God here or whatever people believe in, spiritual energy or whatnot. I just took that as a sign from God that, like, I could have went to jail because I've taken a lot more from Amazon. I won't disclose that on here. But if the only thing that they got me for was a bag of chips, I was like, yo, I'll take that L, and I'll just keep pumping my art, because I already had a schedule. I already had a routine I was doing before I would go work, and I was just applying that to the art. So this is full time. I just really accepted yesterday that I said, you know what, I don't have to get a job. Am I going through some financial woes and stuff like that? Yeah, but for the most part, I'm alive. I get to create my future. I'm happy. I'm grateful. I'm still surprised people buy art and shirts and all that stuff from me. I've learned how to embrace the love from the online community and even in real life, and I'm just going with the gut feeling.
Awesome. And like when you are starting the business, like what are the hurdles you faced? Like you have to go through a lot of paperwork and you have to meet so many people regarding that. What are the what is the most difficult part in the journey?
Starting, staying out of your head.
Yeah.
That's real. And, you know, not to just repeat everything we hear from Aaron Carmichael, Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, you know, so forth and so on. It's like that's really it. Everything that's stopping you is in here. You're scared about what your mom's gonna say. You're scared about what your friends gonna say. And trust me, I've lost people I thought I could never live without just because I wanted to leave Alabama and come here.
And I I have the same thoughts in my mind, but I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, like you just have to, like, in the midst of the fear, like, man, let me just try it anyways. And then, like, people will come through that you've never met before, and they'll just confirm what you got going on, and that'll just make you keep pushing. So I wake up and I live for that every day. And if I can get that from the internet or from anybody else, I make sure I have that for myself. And I review past accomplishments and where I want to go, and I just enjoy the moment.
Awesome. Like, what is your a morning routine look like? Do you have morning routine, or you're still working on that?
What is what now? You said monitoring?
Morning routine?
Oh, morning routine. Okay. So, snap. I've been getting kind of lazy lately, but usually I make sure I'm up in between 5 and 7 o'clock. That's just me being realistic. I try to do the 3 o'clock in the morning thing. I was able to keep that up for like a week and fell off. But yeah, between 5 and 6 o'clock, I get up, make up my bed, because that was a subconscious thing, but one of my cousins that's in the military told me that, like, when you make up your bed, that's the first win of the day. So while that's going on, I turn on my 5-finger discounted wireless speaker, and I play all kinds of affirmations. Of course, if Evan Carmichael hasn't dropped his espresso by that time, I turn on an audiobook I'm already listening to, or it's all kinds of positive affirmation. Go get it. I want to say Lewis Brown or Lewis Howes.
Lewis Howes.
I cut on all that early in the morning just to get my thoughts started. I make sure I just appreciate everything good that's going on in the day. I take a cold shower. I've been taking cold showers for like 6 months now. So like that really just makes me scream every morning. So once I'm out the shower, and I still might have the audio book or whatever still going in the background. I eventually shut that down and I meditate for at least 20 to 30 minutes a day. And then I go sit outside for, really it's been short, but for about 45 minutes to an hour. But because I'm so excited to push out certain ideas, I sit out there long enough to just absorb enough sun to where like I feel good, I feel alive, and then I just get my day started.
And like how you schedule things, like you in your mind you'll get many ideas, like how you schedule your day of 24 hours.
So let me find it real quick. So this right here, these are my weekly goals.
Awesome.
Other than like to the right, I have like my yearly goals, which is broke down into quarters. And then like I even have like stuff I need to pay or get done during the week on like this one right here. And so like it's all around me. And then, you know, by me being a creative person, I just go by how I feel. Like if I'm not into this idea or whatever piece for that day, I go about what I feel most strong. What am I more excited to push out into the world? What am I more excited to bring life into? And so that's really it. Because like even some of the stuff I have on this week, it might get pushed back. But as long as I'm able to knock down like two or three major ones that I feel like are super important to me, that's all that really matters to me.
Awesome. So like you get many clients, and what is your favorite thing of creating? Like you create t-shirts, like a artistic thing, and you create faces of a people. And what all you do?
Right. So to be honest with you, I hate commissions, but like I am very thankful that like the commissions I do get have been fun. I recently just learned to accept that like I mainly only want to create what I want to create. Like you know, as I told you, the seed for Silver Sound Studio was 2013. So like I have shirt ideas. Like I come up with shirt ideas. I also want to make comic books. I used to make like little comics back in the day. So my main thing, I like making clothing, like cut and sew, not just print. I like cut and sew, printing shirts, you know, merchandise, comic books. I just now recently started doing the whole portrait thing. I did it to expand my skill set because I feel like I needed to learn facial features, how the bones are structured in their face, and I, you know, just adding something to my skill set. But like when it comes to clients, you know, I'm not trying to scare anybody off, but like sometimes, you know, you might get a bunch of clients in a month. Sometimes you might get a few. You still have to keep creating. You still have to have like your own ideas. You have to have your own thing. And then you'd be surprised. Like when I created the Toasted logo, right? I've been sitting on that idea for so long. I've had like many different avatars and stuff for it, but I knew like I needed to have some, I needed to have like my Nike check. And then I was also teaching myself logo design. So I was taking out the time to really figure it out and respect that aspect of the craft. That's more than just drawing. That's like making sure that everything is symmetrical and, you know, like respecting the four founders that like put all their years of blood, sweat, and tears of research. And I respected that. So when I was able to figure that out and I put it online and I seen like shirts started selling and following, I was like, so y'all really. And then I don't know if you were there that night. I want to say you were, because that's when I started seeing, like, you know, when Evan Carmichael came through the live, and I was like, this is random. And I seen how like everybody was like, yo, we love the little toast dude. Oh, what's the story? And then like, you know, I got like concept designs. I got stories to go with everything, and like everything was already fleshed out. And you know, man, I can't believe people really like that. I can't.
And like so many people like stop doing the things because like they think that we don't have this software, we don't have this kind of camera or this kind of thing. So they stop at the starting itself. Like what is your advice to that kind of people?
Use what you got, because I've only been drawing digitally for a year. And yeah, in December was the first time I did anything digitally, and that was like me. I drew like a Sonic the Hedgehog for Christmas for my son. I sent that back home alone with some money. And it's like I made myself learn that because for everybody that's seen, for all illustrators or whatever, you know, whatever industry, whatever branch of this creative thing that you want to enter into, like every industry has a standard. So my thing is, if I'm going to be an independent studio and hire like people not only just in America but around the world, we have a standard that we're going to live up to. So we're going to need, you know, just me. We're going to need like the best software, the best computer, you know what I'm saying? Now, do you necessarily need that to get started? No, it's some kids are probably over there most likely in the Philippines making, like Mona Lisa kind of work with dollar store pencils. It's not about the tool, it's about the creator. What can you do with this pencil? What comes from your mind? Your tool is just something that you use to bring it to life. Just get started. Like, don't sit back and say, oh, I got to have this $5,000 TV screen I can draw on. Like, no, just like figure it out. Like, I personally use Adobe products, but I have Clip Studio Paint. I did have Clip Studio Paint, Autodesk, like all the cheap stuff, all the free stuff. But my thing is also, if you want to compete with the industry's best, don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Like, stop buying shoes, stop going to Starbucks, stop, going out to eat. Like, save up that money so you can pour it into what you really want. Me, I was crazy with credit cards. Like, my credit was super great when I first moved out here until, like, I went through life. But like, I made sure when I had them long line of credit, I bought this Mac desktop. I bought all the tablets. I paying for the software every year. I wanted that stuff, and I took out the time to learn it and figure it out and come up with my own routine. So no, you can aspire to get the best, but you don't have to have that off top. Like, if you get everything you want, you're not gonna appreciate the grind and the hustle and the tears and the stuff that you missed out on in order to get what you want. I still want more.
Awesome. Like, we have to be resourceful. Without resources, like, yes. And also, like, what kind of books do you read? Do you have that habit of like reading more books, or you listen to audiobooks?
So audiobooks is something new to me. That was, once again, my cousin that's in the military. He's been like one of my biggest supporters since I moved out here. So lately, I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks. Right now, I'm listening to a book called Contagious. I feel like everybody needs to learn that because it's basically breaking down like the formula to why do things go viral. Why did everybody lose their shit because Colin Kaepernick was on the front of that Nike ad, like, marketing. But the couple books I'm reading right now, well, one of them anyways, I got books like everywhere, like study, reference material, and this is not even like all the collection. This is just stuff I like to keep on hand. But right now I'm reading this, Black Fortunes. It probably looks backwards. It's talking about like slaves, people that came out of the post-slave era that became millionaires. I was reading this TD Jakes instinct thing, where like it's like a daily reading, but then that's an off and on thing for me. But I read everything: finances, psychology. I'm real into like how the brain works. Why do humans do what they want? Why do humans do what they do? I'm basically able to predict people's actions before they do it. Just like, oh, I kind of see why you're gonna do that. I love reading about finance. I mainly love reading other business people, entrepreneurs, or whatever. I love to read their journeys because I feel like whenever you're trying to carve your own path, this is lonely. This is lonely. You can't talk to everybody about this.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, look, you need to quit playing with them pencils and go get a real job, just all this other kind of stuff. So, like, to run into people, not only on the internet, but to also find books where, like, they're just spilling their guts and giving their soul and how, like, yo, this is it because I don't want nobody else to suffer like this. Like, Evan Carmichael saying, like, he was only making $300 a month, and now it's like he wants to help people to get, like, triple that. And like, why not? Like, why not make somebody else's journey easier without being like, yeah, so, I can tell you how I started Silver Standard Studio, but when you go and buy this t-shirt for the low price of $29.99, I'll tell you everything. Nah, man, look, this is what it is. This might scare you. Say, do you still want it? Do you still want it? You do? Get started. Talk to me in 30 days.
And awesome. Because like we have to, from your journey, so many artists who want to be in your field, they will learn from you. That's what. And also like books gives us like so much of knowledge and their experiences, what they gone through their life.
Mm-hmm.
That's, yes. And who are the most inspirational people in your life? Like, who inspired you the most?
The first person that comes to mind is my dad, man. Like, because around high school years, I was homeless. I was in the streets. I didn't have anywhere to stay. But my father found out. He let me stay with him my junior and senior year of high school, and like I was taught a lot about love from a father to a son. Cause like, I would sit back, I would leave, I would go doing dumb stuff. I wasn't doing it, just being young. Cause like I had basically, to me in my mind, I had figured out what a man was, but like I love my father so much from the early years when we used to live together. I could never betray that. And so, like, first and foremost, it's just my dad. Like, I really don't put any too many more people above that because, like, when I told him I wanted to be a DJ and I wanted to be an artist, like, my daddy encouraged that. You know, like, around the time when it's time to buy school supplies, my dad would just basically give me, like, a blank check and let me go get what I want. So, like, I would just run through the store and get, like, unnecessary amounts of papers and pens and pencils, and he would just cut the check. He was invested in what I wanted to do. He might have didn't know exactly how to go about it, but he was with it. Like, I really can't put anybody else above that. I mean, we could obviously sit back and say like, oh, the Gary Vaynerchuks and not like that. That's cool. That's fantastic. I love it. Everybody, my father. That was it. That was the seed.
Awesome. Like, why you started? Like, why are you doing? What are you doing? Like, why? What is your why?
Man, that's a great question. So that's transformed over the years. I recently like came up with a solid answer. When I first came out here on like some young man stuff, like I'm so intrigued with candy paint and swingers and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna be an electrician. I'm gonna make some of that electrician money and we're gonna I'm gonna take it back to the hood. And I was like, life is a lot more deeper than that. But I have a son back home. He's 7. He'll be 8 next year. Unfortunately, because of like just constantly getting fired from jobs, quitting jobs, because I'd sit back, I'd tell the manager off, especially if I feel like I'm smarter than you, I'm going to tell you about yourself. I want to make sure that my son's children are secure. And then also combined with that, I realized like creative people specifically, like my niche of people, like illustrators, logo designers, or whatever, but creative people in general is like, we are a real disrespected tribe of people. And so, like, as you see, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", 350 pounds. I got like over 15 years with the hair on my head. I had this beard. I'm scary looking. And so I'm basically like the bully eater of the art community. I recently just came up with that because like I want to encourage us and let us know that just because you are right now, you might be charging $20 for a picture. Sooner or later, somebody will end up charging you, sooner or later you can charge $20 million for a picture. And lately that's been causing a rift in this community, because I'm talking real heavily about finances. Like no other illustrator that I follow or whatever, they're not talking about money. They're not talking about finances. They're not really giving like their journey. And like with me, I'm telling everybody everything, because I guess it's either what I'm doing is going to scare you or it's not. But to take care of my great grandchildren on some Walt Disney, Sam Walton, Warren Buffett kind of stuff, that's the main thing. And to also let creative people know it is possible. There was like somebody had to create this phone we're talking on. Somebody created the internet. Somebody sketched your car. Somebody sketched your blinders, your window. Like somebody drew that, and they was paid top dollar to do so they could provide and take care of their family. So why can't we have some of that? Why can't we all get some of that?
Awesome. Like, and do you have any advice to audience like who wanna be in your field, younger generation who want to start I want to be an artist, I want to be illustrator? What is your advice to them?
Find their niche, figure out what specifically do you love about being an artist. I don't care if you just like painting flowers. Be the best flower painter. Like all this jack of all trades stuff is cool, but people forget the other half of that. You jack of all trade and a master of none. So my main niche was illustration and logo design. Like I'm not really into anything else. Some other stuff like animation out there come later on down the line. But find out what you're good at, find out what you love, and really just get started. And also like if you're drawing characters, like people facing, study the foundation, study anatomy, study all the boring stuff, study perspective, and then eventually the rules are made to be broken. There's a reason why we'll prefer we like looking at real life paintings and portraits, but then we also love cartoons because of the exaggeration. And like, I've noticed like in my own work, by me studying the foundation of that, I was able to like break some rules and figure stuff out, and like it still looks visually appealing. We're all storytellers, so I'm just a visual storyteller, and I also happen to be good with my words lately, and that's one of the things I did get from my father. My father could write, like he would like buy us cards and like write such fantastic poems and little soliloquies and everything, like that wordsmith stuff. I didn't get it as strong as my sister. My sister got it real bad, but like me, I'm good at storytelling. So that's what I'm focusing on. But get started. Buy the books, watch the YouTube tutorials. Just get started. Just if it makes you happy, do it. Just do it.
Awesome. And sometimes you feel like I don't want to create today. I want to like a postpone. You have that thought of postponing things. How you keep yourself motivate, yourself? Because like if you take 2 3 days rest means we'll be in that mode for the next days. So how you?
Mm, I with me, I'm just excited because like this is the best I've ever drawn, and like I know I'm getting better, so I'm really just excited. But I pay attention to like it's this book, another book I'm reading for like the third time, or listening to for like the third time, called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And so like all creative people have this thing called like their inner artist child. It's like really yesterday I didn't create anything until it was time to do my live stream, and so I spent the whole day playing Pokemon. Like just relax. Like you have to detox, and that's what I learned from that burnout. Was like I don't have to sit back and draw every day. Like you could like because some of these illustrative journeys I follow like, oh, we know you got to draw every day and all that. And like that might be cool, but like what happens when you just really don't do it? Like you'll be fine. Like most of these creative people that I run into, I tell them like we were drawing before the internet was on here, and we was taking breaks before that. It's like now it feels like it's a lot of societal pressures to perform and put stuff out every day. It's like you don't put out your best work when you're tired. You put it out when you're inspired, or sometimes even when you're going through your lowest of lows. That like the greatest ideas are hit. Me, I'm just excited. I'm excited to create stuff every day. Every time I post stuff, I'm basically like sitting in the background like this, like, ooh, I wonder what they're gonna say, or did they see that Easter egg? Did they see what I put right there? Did they notice the texture? Or did it like I'm trying to start a conversation with every piece I put out. So I'm excited to talk to people. That's one of the things that keeps me motivated.
Awesome. And you get when you get started this thing, in your business, you get like a negative comments as well. Like how you overcome it, because like some people when they get a negative comments or negative feedback, they feel like I'm not doing good and they feel low in themselves. Like how do you overcome that negative things?
What's so crazy is that since I've been on Instagram, I haven't received any negative comments. Like it's that's one thing I'd like, yo, so people really are liking y'all like everything? Like this, you like everything. How? So if I did receive any criticism in the beginning, it was from people that I knew. It was from people that I knew. And like even now when I sit back and I think about some of that criticism from this one specific person, he was right to a certain extent, but my pride wouldn't let me sit back and let him diss me. Cause like, bro, you ain't doing what I do. Shut up. And, but as when you're trying to do this thing as a business, like you have to be open to all kinds of people. Like even the people who have bought shirts from me recently, I asked them like, tell me exactly what you feel like is wrong with the shirt. What do you think is done right? I said, what can we do to, what can I do to make it better? What can I do to make the experience better? Like I outsource them shirts. Like really, another one of my goals is to have like a warehouse where like I'm doing printing, graphic design agency, like all that, all in the same thing. Like I really won't need that to happen like soon. But yeah, I ain't dealt with any negativity, which is like when you go looking for it, it seems like it's appeared for like a long time. I was like, yo, I'm just looking for somebody to say something wrong. It's like, nobody has said anything wrong. I'm like, how? But you're gonna see, I think like as the following grows, whenever we get to touch like the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, possibly millions, that's when people will come through and be like, well, why are y'all looking at this? And ain't nothing impressive about this picture. People are here for the story. They probably really don't even care about the art. They're caring about the why, like see a Simon Sinek. They're caring about the why. And so I'm just giving them a good why. But dealing with negative comments, first to see if there's anything about that comment that you can really apply to what you got going on. Are they right in any way, form, or fashion? And then it's like, deal with your emotions. Like, why are you so upset that this person said, I don't like the way you drew her eyes? Why are you so, like, what are you, that's got to be like the perfectionist in the creator. Like nothing is perfect. Like this next piece that I'm drawing, which is like a fourth gear Donkey Kong, is like, I'm just letting that stuff flow and I'm seeing flaws in it, but I'm not going to fix it. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to push it out, see the comments or whatever later down the line, but I'm already thinking about the next. Like, I'm not really caring unless it's something that I, you know, a comment that I can really apply to my life. I don't care. If anything, I feel like that's something amongst creators that we need to do more often. We need to sit back and point out the flaws. It can seem bad whenever you like, because I got one of my friends, like he'll draw something like his hand, like I love drawing hands, and like it took me a minute to figure it out. And like his hands might be trash, and I'll comment like, bruh, you knew better than put them hands there. Like he don't like being corrected in public, you know, public with social media. I was like, okay, I'm gonna respect that, but we need to take like iron sharpens iron. Like if I'm doing something wrong, whether it's with art or even in a video, I said, please tell me. I'm not gonna tear your head off. I know I look like, you know what I'm saying, I know I look how I look, but I'm very open to a lot of criticism. It's like either it works for me or it don't. And I just go on about life. I'm not gonna stop living my life.
Awesome. And one more thing, like we don't have like like-minded people around us like all the times.
Mm-hmm.
How you get the positive vibe in you, and how you get through like you need to have that positive mind like when you are working on something. So how you create your own environment?
I'm used to being I really believe it's because I'm used to being by myself. Like I'm the baby of my family. Like my oldest sibling is 42. And okay. So by the time I was born, they were already like in high school and graduate. Like my sister is the last one I seen graduate. So like I've always been left to my own devices, like my own imagination, my own creativity. So I'm always, so to reference Gary Vaynerchuk, I'm always in my own head a lot. I really didn't start caring about what people have to say until I became grown. And then even it was like, man, you ain't doing what I'm doing, so I'm not gonna listen to you. I always look for the good in every day. Like we can go on YouTube and find like so much positive stuff. You know, I have my own little group that I made just off the cuff, and they ran with it. I was like, yo, so that's what we're gonna call ourselves, the Syrup Tribe. And like really, it's 2 or 3 key players. Like one of them is in here right now, like KJ. You know, so he's way in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here in Texas. But like I call and I talk to him on the phone. And like, hey man, I'm not feeling too good about it. Like, for the most part, I don't question what I do. I just follow my gut. But if I feel kind of off about something, I'll talk to her. Another one is here, like Steph. I just met her 2 weeks ago because of the Evan Carmichael thing. And I ain't gonna lie, I thought, you know, so she was gonna try to sell me something. And she, you know, she gave me so much value. And I'm like, oh, let me get my credit card ready. But she was cool, and because we believed in what each other was doing, now she's my accountability partner. That's my partner. She's sending something positive to me every day. So like, I'm very thankful and very blessed to have these kind of people to find them on the internet just because of like they believe in what I'm doing. Like that's just, oh man, like, you know, I've had to let a lot of people go that I've known since we was kids just because they're not evolving. Their mind frame is on this. They don't think there's enough. There's a scarcity and a lack mind frame, and I'm not thinking that way. Like it's so much out here, and I'm just trying to get mine. And so I end up getting almost I get real angry whenever somebody comes with negativity. I'm like, what are you hurting about in your life that you feel the need to share that with somebody? What's the root? And you know, some people really don't want you to. They don't want you to mess with that pain. They want to just let it sit there and let it fester. I'm like, well, you need to go over there. I'm going to go back over there to the Syrup Tribe and make sure that I'm not crazy for thinking what I'm thinking. 9 times out of 10, I'm not. But there's always different perspectives to like how I think that can be challenged, and that, you know, I'm willing to just, you know, throw that away and apply a new principle.
Awesome. You are great. And like, do you have any advice to me personally, like how to improve myself? Like,
for what I seen, I kind of slept on you because it's so many people coming through. Like I check almost everybody's content. Like I said, I like your handle, the School of Rockstar. I said, well, let me see what she's talking about. And like, you on the right path. Like, I don't know how old are you. I'm assuming you're a college student.
Yeah, I completed my master's. Now I'm doing a job.
Hey, that's like, just keep being yourself. Keep being happy. If you feel the need to spread a positive message, just do it. I don't really see nothing wrong. Like, I wouldn't have followed back or whatever. You know, all that terminology is weird because we all humans. We all want to, but like anybody that's putting out good stuff, I'm with that because we need to hear that. Like, sometimes it's not enough for me to just sit up here and be by myself and watching YouTube videos and all this other positive stuff. Like, sometimes that really ain't enough. We need that human interaction. I don't see nothing wrong with what you're doing. unless it's so specifically that you feel like I can answer, then, you know, we could go with that, and I could just try to give you my opinion on it. It's just an opinion.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Like, do you have anything to say to the audience, like, for the last thing?
Don't give up. That's really it. Don't give up.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for your time on this weekend. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. I'm gonna go back and I guess I'm gonna play some Pokemon or something, but
Thank
I
you.
appreciate this. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Last but not motherfucking least, collaborations. Collaborations are hella key when it comes to success. Yeah, you dope as fuck by yourself. But look here, bitch, you not an island. You need people. You can't get, there's no such fucking thing as a self-made millionaire. Damn sure there's no such thing as no self-made multi-millionaire or a fucking billionaire. You know what I'm saying? You need to work with people. Fuck all that introvert shit, like that's cool. Just find somebody who has the same energy as you. I don't know about y'all, but I am a major fucking fan of typography and especially graffiti, right? I'm gonna tell you why graffiti artists win in this whole fucking tribe of creators, and why like some of these traditional and digital artists, why some of y'all are gonna fucking lose because you don't want to work with anybody. I have spent like a couple years just building up my skill, but now it's like I'm trying to collaborate. Graffiti artists win, bro, because they get one big ass wall and they'll just rip that bitch up, and the next no opportunity just flood the fuck in, and they're having fun. Let's have fun and get money.